Give this try on Restream again. It is Webhead Wednesday. I meant to do this earlier today, but I had an optometry appointment, and usually that involves drops, which usually involves me not being able to see clearly for an hour or so. And when I can see clearly after a while, then I still have a sense of hypersensitivity to light. So, being Webhead Wednesday, and here's one I haven't drawn in a while and I don't get a lot of practice drawing, is Peter Porker, the Spectacular Spider Ham. Not always having practiced superhero stuff. Didn't practice a lot of Looney Tunes and a lot of cartoony characters growing up. But I figured I'd give this a try. Bear with me just a moment. I've got my reference on my iPad. Okay. So the one thing about Peter Porker's snout is, on top of having his costumes web design here, he also has his snout right. He has his spider ham design here on his snout too. Not sure how that works exactly. How he breathes. And this time I'm using my Blackwing red pencil. Blackwing finally, they released these last year as part of a limited edition, and I hemmed and hawed and debated on getting them, and then they sold out in an hour by the time I made any executive decisions. This year, they actually re-released them this time as a more permanent product, which is nice. So the reason I usually love my graphite pencils, but this time I'm going with red because Spider Ham is primarily red, and this just means a lot less erasing on my part. So I'm going to use this red pencil to rough in what I need roughed in. Again, because I've not drawn Spider Ham before, or not a lot. I did one that I did a few years ago, full-sized shot. Probably in time for the first movie, which is, oh good lord, that was quite a while ago. The nice thing about roughing in is I can make my mistakes, and boy will there ever be mistakes. What did I do? I lost my reference. There we go. And the thing about Spider-Man or Ham's snout here is actually almost looks like Spider-Man's mask or light. Okay, so that is it. Oh, oh, I messed that up. All right, no big deal. I am not actually left-handed. This is just the how the Restream app seems to work apparently. I wonder if I can. You know, I'm not going to mess with that right now. Okay. So instead of going to my inks, I do the color first, and oh, that actually works out perfectly. My red Copic here pretty much blocks out my pencil entirely. One, two. I don't know why I roughed in these. Oh, I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but looks like I can actually see the roughs I made with my red pencil in here enough where I might actually be able to ink in these web lines. And I'm using my Copic R08 Classic because it's got a finer nib, which looks like I've got my mileage out of this nib. I'm gonna have to replace it soon. That's all right. I invested in some replacements. Not using my wide this time because I need just a little bit more control. And if any of my art teachers could see me marker under this now, they'd died of shame at that point. Always go the shortest distance between two spots whenever you're coloring with markers. And, well, actually, that is the shorter two distances there. I'm going to put that aside right now. I need to replace the nibs and add some more ink. But for now, I'm going to use my sketch, and I have the sketch in the same I don't know what I'm looking at right now. My camera's reversed. Well, it looks like I'm being left-handed, which I'm not, so that's a plus. And it doesn't matter, no one's online right now, so I'm just talking to myself at this point. Okay, so I have my base color laid out here. Um, my reference has his snout all colored in red, but I'm not going to do that. Sorry, apparently my eyes are still a little more bugged out than I would have liked. Get my reference back. Do my outlines. I'm just doing one general outline here. I'll be sorry if I'm not overly talkative. No one's online to talk to, so I'm just muttering to myself. And I do this a lot with one of my smaller, especially my smaller pieces. Is I'll flip the artwork to an angle that is most comfortable for me to draw in. Okay. There. And I don't think you can see it on the camera, but I was able to save enough of my red lines here to actually get the web pattern on Spider-Ham going, or an approximation. So again, I'm going to take a little bit of creative license with this one. I am not going to color in. According to my reference, this is red. Nope, just smudge marker in there. That's all right though. Stop I use to control my off. Colored outside my line a bit. I'll fix that. I'll just have to make the line a little thicker there. Okay. What else do I want to do to Peter Porker over here? As far as art-wise goes, going to need a background. Reference I'm looking at is green, but I don't think I'll be doing green. Do a blue instead. Okay, cool. Looks like the blue is knocking out my pencil, so less erasing the better. I'll have to do a little bit of erasing in here. Now I'm using my wide because I want to cover a wide amount of space in a short amount of time. Oh, And I just colored over top of his ear. I might be able to fix that still. Okay. So I'll have to do a little bit of erasing. So I will, because it's not a very big pad. Okay. Now, typically, just because Spider-Ham is an older comic creation here, usually do his then I'll go in a little bit of shading on his eyes. I'm going to go in with my Posca pen and maybe add some shine. And there we go. Also use that Posca to see if I can clear out some of the red here and maybe splotch out that black that I. And because I did a little bit of a coloring boo-boo here, I'm going to go in a darker shade of red, my R29 Copic, and do a little bit of shading that way. I like these Copics as far as getting values and shades. Unfortunately, they have absolutely ruined me for inking. Instead of going just all over, I'm going to be a little more. Shade under his snout too. leave the ear alone, and maybe I'll see if I can go a little layer here, maybe really darken that up a bit. Now we'll go in with my R08 again. Okay, and I'm going to, looks like I did not make my darks dark enough, so this time I'm going to attack this a little bit different. As a mask here, I'm going to go in with my Posca Black. And because I can, this time I'm going to go in with just a little bit of white highlights around the webs. I'm not going to go over all of the webs. I'm just going to go along the one side here. And the eyes. Okay. All right. All right. I think I am probably, if I do any more to this, I'm probably going to screw that up. I'm pretty sure anyone out there has tried to draw the same boat. Keep going, and then, oops, went too far. I messed up. So I've been trying to catch myself not doing that. I'm not saying this is perfect by any stretch, but I think I am going to call that done. So there we go. Happy Webhead Wednesday. I give you Peter Porker, Spectacular Spider Ham. Thank you, folks, and good night.